Good afternoon. I'm here in the beautiful Trinity Alps in California, out for a 2-night backpacking trip. I'm going to go over today the system I use in the mountains when there's a lot of sun exposure so I don't get burnt. I'm going to start at the top and kind of work my way down. So first up is, what do I put on top of my head? Is a hat, obviously. My preferred hat these days is I use a running hat. This is from a company called Headsweats. It's super lightweight. It's white, or at least it used to be white before it got all dirty. And it dries fast. It's really breathable. It fits my head pretty good. The brim underside is black, so there's no like reflection. I did have to modify the little piece in the back because I have a kind of a large head, I guess, according to hat manufacturers, so I always have to make the strap longer. So this works really well. I sometimes do use a trucker hat also. Those work out okay. Only two problems with a trucker hat is usually they're made of cotton. So if they get wet, either through rain or just a lot of sweating, they stay wet forever. This is like a fast-drying wicking material. Like, I was sweating in this all day long, and it's been 30 minutes I've had it off, and it's perfectly dry. So this dries a lot faster. And the other thing it does too is sometimes the trucker hats, they're completely mesh. If you have no hair, you might get your head burnt, whereas this is solid. So that's one thing I would consider. Next up, which I think is a critical piece of gear, especially in the mountains, the UV exposure up here can be pretty crazy. You can see all the snow in the back. I've had problems actually wearing like normal sunglasses before in the mountains because I'll get like eye pain just because the UV is so intense. So I highly recommend these. These are really expensive, but you only get one set of eyes, might as well protect them. These are called I don't know if you pronounce it Julbo or Julbo. It's French, I don't know, but these are the Julbo shields, and they're mountaineering sunglasses. So these are the coolest things ever. I've had these for I don't know, like a couple of weeks now, a couple of trips I've had out, and I had a different pair of theirs that was meant for fishing. And these are awesome for a couple of reasons. One, they're photochromatic, so they'll transition from 5%, which is really dark, to 20%, which is kind of like a medium sunglass lens. So you can use them in a variety of conditions, whether if it's overcast and it goes super bright, like that's what it's been doing all day long. I've kept these sunglasses on. I never have to take them on and off. If it gets like dark, then yeah, they're going to be too dark for that. But they're photochromatic, so they change based on the light input, which is great. They're also polarized, so when I was fishing last night, I was able to see the fish, see really good, and that's supposed to help also with glare off of the sun. The other cool thing that these have is removable side shields. So you'll see right here, there's a little cutout right here, and another little cutout right here. This blocks the sun from getting in from the side. If you're standing on a snowfield, you'll know that sun is coming from not only above, but from the sides and below. So having your eyes completely sealed in is really good. And the final thing that they do really well in these sunglasses is they're well vented. I rarely, if ever, have these fog up. The tops have these little vents around the top and then around the bottom of the sunglasses, and however they have them angled or fixed or whatever, the sunlight doesn't get in through them, but it allows the lens to air out. So big fan of these. These are the Julbo or Julbo, however you say it, not sure, shield. I've also had their stream glasses, which are meant for like fly fishing. I use those for a long time. I like their case too. These glasses are pretty expensive, so I can take really good care of them. In a case, they have hard-sided top and bottom, and then it's kind of like compressed in the middle, so this fits really nicely in like a side pocket or the back mesh pocket of my backpack when I'm not using it. So huge fan of these sunglasses. I think they are critically important. If you look at sunglasses, I know I'm going on a lot about sunglasses, but I think they're really important. If you look at sunglasses, there's different categories from like 0, which would be clear, or a 1, I think, to a category 4. Category 4 is is the darkest basically you can get. And I highly would suggest looking at category 4 if you're going to be doing a lot of snow travel, a lot of stuff around water where there's a lot of glare too. I'm definitely a big fan of those higher category sunglasses in order to block out more and more of the sunlight. On to the next piece. Let's start with this. So sunscreen. I use a little tiny bottle like this. It's a 1.5 ounce bottle. It says sun on it. I labeled it. And I keep this in my side waist pocket. The sunscreen I use, it varies. I almost always use baby sunscreen. That's why you probably see it chalked on here super bad, that is the titanium dioxide like chalked into my skin because it doesn't wear off. It's supposed to be safe for the environment, and it does a really good job of protecting your skin. So I usually fill this up. This bottle will last 4, 5, 6 days easily. Fits in the side pocket, reapply, light dose every, I would say 2 to 3 hours is realistically. Every other food break or something, I'm putting some sunscreen on my face, especially in these really high alpine exposed areas. It's super helpful. The other thing that I find works pretty good is lip balm. This is the sunscreen lip balm from Banana Boat. It has 45 SPF. I think this has the bad chemicals in it. Yeah, you're supposed to avoid these two, I believe. But I can't find any titanium dioxide lip balm. So if you know of any of that, let me know. Next up, most important thing, or not most important thing, probably second most important thing, or the thing I like the best, other than the sunglasses, is my little sun hoodie. So you've probably seen me wearing this for a while, and I had a different one by Patagonia before this. It was dark blue. I'm a huge fan of these sun hoodies. These are super lightweight, really, really wicking and breathable. I personally don't like them with the thumb loops, and I'll explain why in a minute. But the coolest thing about this jacket, or I guess it's a shirt, not really a jacket, is this little hood. Yeah, it makes you look kind of stupid, but I haven't had any problems at the back of my neck, my ears burning, and you really feel kind of isolated from the sun, especially if you're like above tree line and the sun is just beating down on the back of your head. There's nothing worse than that. So I think this just adds an extra layer. I also almost always have it up when I'm sleeping. It's super soft. The Patagonia cool breeze fiber, I don't know what they call it. Anyways, it's really soft. It's super nice. So I put it up and sleep with it. Use my ears just a titch warmer. I don't really find that the hood makes your head that much hotter or different. So 98% of the time I'm rocking this hat and this hoodie, and I think it works out great. Working my way down, next up is, I don't use these all the time, but I have found these very useful, especially if I'm going to be like off trail in exposed areas. It's warm for a long period of time. These are the buff fingerless gloves, and the reason I don't like the finger or the sleeve length t-shirts is because sometimes they're like too long when you don't want that feature always on. And the nice thing about this that I think works better than a shirt is A, it has more coverage, and B, these have these little silicone gripper dots, which works really good for grabbing like a fishing pole or your hiking pole. So I'm a big fan of these. They go down far enough that then you can have the shirt go up and over the glove, so you have a complete solid area. And then you can always take these off. These get usually a lot wetter, like either from sweat or from snow. So you can always take these off then and have them dry out separate from the shirt. So I'm a fan of two separate things. That's just me. The final thing to talk about would be lower leg protection. A lot of times I prefer to wear shorts. I am just too hot. I am always hot. So wearing running shorts and applying sunscreen on a regular basis seems to work for me. I don't know what it is, but like the skin on your legs is like thicker and usually gets covered in dirt too, and doesn't seem to burn nearly as fast or as quick, so it requires less sunscreen application than like my face or my hands, my upper body. So I do put sunscreen on my legs. If I am in a snow situation where I'm going to be doing like today, like some glissading, or I just know I'm going to be in snow a lot, I do like to wear some tan pants. These ones I'm currently rocking right now are from Prana. They're called the Bryson, one of the two. They're pretty lightweight. They're wicking. I think they work good enough. They offer great, sun protection also. So that's it for my mountain backpacking sun protection. In a future video, I'll do my setup for what I do change and do differently if I'm in an area where it's really buggy. Because in that circumstance, I do change up the hat and the clothes that I do wear and have some different strategies around trying to mitigate bugs while also protecting from the sun. So stay tuned for a future video on that. If you have any questions on any of the gear I went over today, please leave a comment. I'll get back to you shortly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.